Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good day to each and everyone. I am Suraina Abdul from Vice 3A. So today I'm going to discuss about the Directive Principles of State Policy or Manifesto of Islamic Movement. Maudidu also delineated the following directive principle of state policy based on the Quranic injunctions. So, he derived those principles from the Quran 17 to 29 to 39, which were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the historic occasion on the eve of the Madinan period. No, he looked at this principle as articles of the Manifesto of Islamic, describe it as the Manifesto of Islamic movement. So, number one is none should be worshipped and obeyed except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Obedience to Allah includes both private and public life. Next to the rights of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his prophet, no, the rights of the parents stand foremost among all human relations, no. So next is after parents, the rights of the relatives, the needy and the destitute should also be fulfilled. So institution of zakah, no, or poor due, sadaqah wajibah, compulsory contributions of sadaqah, voluntary contribution or wasiya, no, will inheritance, trust should be institutionalized to safeguard the rights of the orphans and the needy. Maudidu also pointed, no, out the three articles of the manifesto are directed towards the helping of the relatives, needy and destitute. Next is there should be a healthy economic system which should establish justice and maintain fair distribution of wealth. So an Islamic state should recognize, no, the natural differences which are inherent in people, and also instead of enforcing an unnatural equality, it should be try to fashion the society through moral education and the legal process in such as way that economic activities, instead of becoming an instrument of oppression or explanation, no? So should become agencies of the promotion of many social, no, moral and economic virtues. On the question of equality of wealth in an Islamic state, Maududi observed the following, no, which is the equality of the unequals is no equal to all, no. Neither it is proper to change natural inequality nor to extend the inequality to unnatural limits and make them inequitable, no. So both the extremes are equally reprehensible. A healthy economic system should maintain justice and keep the distribution of wealth within the limits prescribed by the Lord of the universe. So next is abortions and all contraceptive. So abortion and all contraceptive devices which contradict the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be avoided. Next is adultery and all preliminaries. So which lead to adultery should be forbidden and removed. The number 7 is slaying. Slaying of human life should be considered as the greatest crime, no? And next is the rights of the orphan should be protected. And the next is the foreign policy, no? Should policy in foreign policy, the covenant which Islamic State makes with other countries should be respected and should not be broken. And the next is Islamic State should check malpractices and explanations, no, in the economic field. And next is it is not permissible for an Islamic State to take any action against other people based on the suspicion, no? And the last one is in an Islamic State, the lives of those who are in authority should be free from pomp, show, and arrogance. Rather, courtesy and kindness should be their ways. So even a cursory look at the above articles of the Islamic State Manifesto, no, delineated by Maududi, shows that they are comprehensive and all-embracing, no? All the articles are related to each other and are directly addressed to each aspect of an individual and collective life. So if these articles from the basis of the policies of the state, they would definitely provide the spiritual and moral foundation of the state. So Section 3, Maudidu on government in Islam, no? Organs of government in the Islam. Okay, so before discussing the functions of the organs of the government of an Islamic State, Maudidu tried to clarify the fact that their scope is determined by the Sharia. So it implies that the three organs, no, of the government, Majlis, Al-Sharia, Shura, Legislature, and Amara, the executive, and Qada, the judiciary, are allowed to function within the limits ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no? So the reason, no, behind this is the fact that this state or Islamic State is a vicegerent, no, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accept his your sovereignty. So the Quran has categorically said, no, these are the limits ordained by God. So do not transgress them, no. You who believe, obey Allah and obey His messengers and those from among yourselves who hold authority. Maududi also quote two prophetic traditions in this connection. So there is no obedience for him who disobeys God. There is no obedience to the creatures if it involves disobedience to creator. So hence referring to the above Quranic verses and the prophetic traditions. And also Maudidu conclude that obedience to state is subject to the obedience to God and his prophet, no, and not independent for it. So that's all. Thank you and wassalam.